I feel like this is fun. I feel like this is like a game show over here. Let's go with pick your prison.
Okay. So you have to follow one of these for the rest of your life, and the other one disappears forever. And you have to give your reasoning for them, okay?
Okay.
All right. So tracking macros every day forever, or never tracking ever again. I think I would choose never again.
Never again. I don't want to do it every day.
Yeah.
And I could find way. I can figure it out.
Yep. I could figure it out too.
And if I had never tracked before, well, if I'd never tracked before, then I wouldn't care. But just having the background, I kind of get a good idea of what's in what and how
Well,
to eat.
this would be for the world also, not just for you. So that's
For the
interesting.
world?
Yeah. So if you think of it like, okay, so we have this background of tracking macros, but what about somebody who doesn't? So now we don't have that. You can't track anything in any way. So now you
I
have
don't
to
think
teach people how to monitor their food without it as well.
I don't think people. Also, I can't use it for like a client. You're saying,
Right.
well, the client would be easier if you're like you have to every day.
But it doesn't exist. It's off this earth.
No, but I'm saying if I chose the other one, it's like every day you have to track.
right.
It would be so much easier. I would have so much data. But for me personally, I don't want to do that every day.
No, you have to pick one.
But that doesn't make sense. Why do I have to do it and everybody else has to do it?
It's for the world. Because I'm saying let's imagine the scenario, because it's kind of easy if you think about it, just the two of us, because we have this background of tracking, so we'd very easily be able to get rid of it forever. But it makes it a little bit more complicated if you do then apply it to the world, or apply it to, because then when you have a client that's never tracked, somebody that's never tracked before, which one do you think would be better in that scenario? I stick with my answer. I would still say never track again.
No, I would make the world track every day. I have that choice.
So if it was the world, you would say track forever?
Yeah, because people are always like, I can't lose weight, but I barely eat anything. Well, you'll track, and now you'll know. And everybody will have the data, and everyone will know the answer.
Yeah. That's funny. I would stick with never track again, because I could still teach people how to understand it without the numbers.
Yeah, but if they have to do it anyway. Like if this is a rule and it's like, well, everybody has to do this. Why not?
Because then I have to track every day forever also, because it's the world rule. There's no flexibility in this world. It's called pick your prison.
Yeah.
Your prison, not the world's prison.
I know. That's why I was confused.
Okay. The next one is lift heavy 3 days a week, or train every single day, but only moderate intensity.
And I'd have to do this?
For the rest of your life.
Would everybody have to do this, or is this just me?
First you and then the world.
I would work out every day at moderate intensity.
Okay. Why?
Because I feel like I would get very bored of lifting heavy 3 days a week, and I want to do other things. And the moderate intensity, like you can just, you can, I feel like I feel better if I'm not always going crazy, and I can do more. And then I can just focus on lots of different things.
Yeah, true. Does your answer change if it's for the world?
Yep, it's the other one.
Really?
Yes.
That's so funny.
Because most people don't want to work out every day. Most people don't have time to work out every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 would be efficient, especially if they're lifting heavy.
I would pick train daily at moderate intensity also, but for me and the world.
I love how I'm like, no, this works for me, but screw you guys.
Everybody else needs to track every day for the rest of their lives. 10,000 steps daily, no matter what, with no extra cardio, or structured cardio 3 days a week, but pretty sedentary otherwise.
Steps, 10,000 a day.
Same for you and the world.
Me and the world.
Okay. Agreed. I feel like that doesn't need a lot of explanation.
Yeah.
Sleep 6 hours, but with perfect nutrition and training. Okay. But 6 hours or less.
Okay.
Or you're sleeping 8+ hours, but your training and your workouts and your nutrition is inconsistent.
I don't like this one because I have control over my workouts, and I wouldn't do that. But
it's fantasy. It's a fantasy world.
I don't like this one because it's why is someone saying You can't work out these days. I
Let's
would
just say this scenario happened to you. Your nutrition and training is perfect, but your sleep is kind of crappy. But then you're getting really great sleep, but for some weird reason, life threw a curveball at you and your workouts are inconsistent. Laura, just imagine it. Not everybody's perfect.
I would pick the 8 hours of sleep and inconsistent nutrition.
Really?
And workouts.
Really?
Yeah, 6 hours of sleep every day. That would take years off of my life. And I would feel like crap every day.
But your nutrition and training is like on point. Do you think it would make up for it?
No.
Also, there's a difference between 6 hours of sleep and like 4.
True, but okay. So I was just, I was just saying I've been sleeping wonderful. Well, of course, today was the day that got screwed up, right? And I woke up at 4:15ish, and I couldn't fall back asleep. And then I just felt like crap first thing in the morning. I just had so low energy, and it's just one day. If that was every day,
yeah.
No. What would you choose?
I'm having trouble deciding. I keep pinging back and forth. Yeah, that sleep's really important, but I can't imagine just like always being inconsistent with. But at least I'm still working out and eating well. So
you said inconsistent. You didn't say I'm not doing it ever.
Right. Yeah, okay, I'll pick that one, only because it's like the lesser of the two evils.
Can I say something else?
Yes.
I think if it was temporary, I would choose the sleep one. So if it was like, this is for a year, then I would do the sleep one. If it's for the rest of my life, like I would do the 6 hours of sleep if it was just a year. If it's for the rest of my life, then I'm going to choose the 8 hours of sleep. Sorry, continue.
Okay. Bulk and cut cycles forever. So you're constantly rotating between bulking and cutting. Or you're never cutting and never increasing calories. You're in maintenance for the rest of your life year round.
Maintenance, baby.
For the rest of your life. No more cuts. No cuts allowed.
I would do that. I would sign up for that. But I am also already at like a healthy weight. If I was overweight, I don't think I would choose that one. So for the rest of the world, I don't know. I think you would have to choose cuts and bulks because there would be all these overweight people that would not be able to do anything about it.
If they're working out, if you could get them to work out and need a maintenance forever, they can make a lot of changes.
What if you're 300 pounds? It doesn't. If I was 160 pounds, if I stayed at maintenance, I'm still going to have a lot of fat on me. I can't just get rid of the fat and replace it all with muscle if I'm 160 pounds.
300 pounds?
I was thinking 300 when I was thinking of like a man, but like for me, the 100, like I'm thinking about me personally. If I'm 160 pounds, I'm still overweight and I'm still going to have a lot of fat on me, even if I recomp.
But if you get that person to start lifting weights and doing cardio and they start losing fat through exercise alone.
You're not listening.
You're not listening.
That's still a cut if I'm losing weight, right? My weight is staying the same.
It's still a cut if you're losing weight. But you're eating at quote unquote maintenance.
But maintenance just means you have a maintenance amount of calories coming in, so you're not gaining or losing weight. Maintenance just means that you have an energy balance that is balanced, right? So your energy is balanced. So you're not losing weight or gaining weight. So if you're 160 pounds, you're stuck at 160 pounds. You can still lose fat and you can still gain muscle, but there's only so far you can go.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that even if that person started to lose fat and gain muscle and their metabolism, their maintenance shifted, you'd still be adjusting the calories to match that.
Yeah.
So their weight wouldn't necessarily be shifting. But if you're like a very overweight person, there's only so much you can do before your weight has to drop.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd still pick that one because I think that there's nuance in there. Because you wouldn't constantly be able to adjust for that all the time. Like somebody could eat within a range of calories that is maintenance forever and lose weight that way. And you would
No,
argue
because it's
you
not
would argue-
maintenance.
right, it would be a cut because their metabolism changed.
Yes. So
But-
if you're saying that you need to eat at your current maintenance calories forever, that where your current maintenance is now, that is not the same as saying you need to eat at maintenance forever.
Yeah, I guess you're looking at it very as like
But
we're
that's what
always
maintenance-
it
That's
is.
what
You're
maintenance
right.
is.
You are technically right. But you're looking at it as like we're constantly adjusting that number to make sure that that person is constantly in maintenance.
Yeah, because that's the scenario. Maintenance calories.
So that would be like saying somebody that's, average weight or low weight or whatever, like me, taking what my maintenance is. If I did a whole bunch of cardio, so now my maintenance is 300 calories more, I would eat more in order to compensate for that.
Yeah, because otherwise you're in a cut.
Right.
You can create a calorie deficit by cutting your calories or by doing cardio or both.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, you're right. But I'm just not like seeing it that way.
Why not?
I don't know.
Because you're being one of those weird people that don't know the definition of maintenance.
Yeah,
where
that's
they're
what
like,
it is. It's I don't understand the definition of maintenance.
If you're thinking about it the way you're thinking about it, then I would totally choose maintenance because I can just
'cause it's
do
more
more
flexible.
activity.
Yeah. I still feel
Sorry, I got all yelly.
Yeah.
I'm yelling at you.
Well, it made me reconsider because now I was thinking maintain, but now I'm like, okay, well, if it's really maintaining and not fluffy maintaining, then, well, geez. Yeah, I think I would choose maintain. I don't know, because I've talked to my kids about this before, about this general idea that like if you took every single person in the world and you just put them on an amount of calories that was appropriate for their body, and then you implemented strength training 3 times a week and 10K steps, like 8 to 12K steps, then like people would still look very different. So it's the idea of like not everybody should look the same, but almost everybody would end up losing weight and like recomping and looking better and being more healthy for their body no matter what size it's at. And you'd still have people that were heavier than others and thinner than others. You'd still have all of that variation. So that was kind of where I was coming from too. Anyway, I still think I'd choose maintain.
Even with my way of looking at maintaining?
It's
for the world or for you?
For the world, because it's hard, because I know if you did with that example I just said and you did it for like 2 years, people's lives would change without ever having to do bulk or cut cycles. Their minds would change. Their relationship with food would change. But if they have to stay there forever, because then I want to be like, okay, and now if you want to lose a little more, you can cut and you can.
But you're sentencing like the 400-pound person if you're like, well, you're stuck here now.
Yeah, but they wouldn't stay 400.
Yeah, they would
pounds.
if they're at.
Yeah, they would.
All
right, I would choose bulk. Okay, fine. Bulk and cut cycles forever.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I get so annoyed.
No, you're right. You're right. Bulk cut cycles forever. It's just that I never understood what maintenance meant. Joking. I know what maintenance is. This is an easy one. Never drink alcohol again, ever. But make all the progress you want on a perfect timeline, or drink socially but accept slower progress.
Never drink alcohol again.
Yeah, me too.
I don't drink much, so I'm okay with it.
And I like drinking socially, but I don't.
Yeah. And for the rest of the world, everyone would be it would be so good for the world.
I think nobody should ever drink again. Yeah.
And obviously drinking socially is fine.
Yeah. And also, just to clarify, drinking socially doesn't necessarily mean you're accepting slower progress. You can drink socially and have just as great progress as you would if you never drank. But the problem is, it's not that alcohol is inherently like fattening or anything. You can have very low calorie drinks. Yes, alcohol stops, like your body wants to metabolize alcohol first, so it stops the metabolism of everything else. But if you're in a calorie deficit, your body's going to metabolize the alcohol and then it's going to go back to what it was doing and it will be fine. It's more so that your you get more relaxed and you're eating more calories when you've had alcohol. The next day you might be running at a slower, like our sleep usually sucks. It brings down your metabolic rate like the whole next day because you're more lazy. You might not work out as hard, and all of those things can add up. Those are the things that alcohol really impacts, is your actions afterwards. It's not
Yeah.
alcohol inherently in itself.
Even if I only have like 2 drinks, it affects my sleep.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to do the heart rate morning test. Have you done it after you've had a drink yet?
No, but my Fitbit has, and it's always my heart rate, my resting heart rate is always way higher. My HRV is always in the tank.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
When I, after even I just have one drink, when I'm laying down to go to sleep, I can feel my heartbeat and it's just faster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just faster. And it's like that all night.
And then I don't sleep well.
Yeah, exactly. Super high protein every day,
Okay.
like 40%. Okay. Which is decently high. That's like, what would that be? Like 140 to 150 grams of protein a day? Can't do math.
If
Why
it's
can't you do
2,000
math?
calories, it would be 800 calories. And then,
Yeah.
so there would be, that's like
800,
grams.
200 grams of protein. So 40% is really high. Let's do 30, like 30%.
That's what I normally do.
Yeah, and that's pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
30% protein is pretty high. All right, 30% protein every day, forever. We'll do 30 to 40%, make it a little. Versus no protein targets, just intuitive eating forever. Let's do 35% to make it high. I want it to feel hard.
Feel really hard.
Yeah, let's do 35%.
Okay.
Which on a 2,000 calorie a day diet is going to be 700 calories from protein, which is going to be 175 grams of protein. That's a lot.
Honestly, for me, I and for the rest of the world, I would intuitively, everyone was going to be miserable.
Yeah, I would too. What if it was more 30%? Would you change it?
Every day? Like I have to do that every day? Like that's what I normally do. It's like usually it's like 28 to 30 is like where I'm normally in. But if I had to, like I can't have an off day. I can't just like, and if I'm not hungry, I have to force myself to eat some tuna fish or something.
Still intuitive?
Still intuitive.
What if we chose a number like 130? 130 grams of protein, regardless of calories.
I could do that. What
Every
happens
day.
if I don't eat it? Do I die?
That's a great question. What happens if we don't? Do you die? It's like when Thanos snaps his fingers, you just disappear from the planet. You don't even die. You just cease to exist.
It's like you cease to exist.
It's like a game show.
You didn't get your protein in.
Exactly. You disappear. And everybody's memories of you gone. It's like you never existed.
Yeah, I would do it 130.
Yeah. So the easier it is to do, the more likely you are to choose that every day forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just that it's every day.
Yeah. Yep. Forever. Every day.
Forever. When I'm a 90-year-old woman. Like, I still need to get my 150 grams of protein.
Yes.
No, I don't want to do that when I'm 90.
That is a good point. You can't forget that this goes into old age. This is literally forever. Or you disappear off the earth. All right, I do have one more, actually.
Okay.
Progressive overload focus on every single workout forever.
Okay.
Or always training for just what you feel like doing and enjoyment. Just doing exercise for exercise.
But I can't, improve?
No. You're only exercising for enjoyment, which is hard because, I enjoy improving, so... But no, it's always a little subpar, sub improvement.
I don't like this question. I don't like it. Because if I always had to progressive, there are days where I don't want to do that.
Could you just not work out that day? This doesn't say it has to be every day. What if you
if I'm full... But progressive overload to every workout's not every week. So you're saying I don't constantly need to do more than I did the week before.
You would constantly have to be doing more, yeah.
But that means if I worked out last week, I have to do that same workout and better.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean the entire workout has to be. It can be one element. Be like, all right, I'm progressing overload my deadlift this week, but next week I'm going to do my, I don't know, my leg extensions. Like it can be a different exercise.
Well, then I choose that one.
Progressive overload forever.
Yeah, if I just have to choose one thing.
It's like normal progressive overload, like what we always do
anyway.
You have zero maintenance workouts. You have zero workouts that you just do. You're constantly, yeah, you probably are.
I mean, that happens once in a while.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling tuckered out. But in this scenario, I would just have to choose one exercise. Yeah.
But you can't do anything for enjoyment. You can't just go for a jog, which you don't do anyway. You can't just do, it's constantly progressive overloading.
But that's a weird question because, like I said, it'd be like, okay, if I'm normally getting 100 minutes of cardio, of zone 2 cardio, let's say, then the next week, if I'm trying to get 110 and I'm trying to improve, I'm trying to like improve on it. Or maybe I try to improve my efficiency. There's other ways to progress, right? Then that's like overall for the week. And doing it by workout would be weird. It's hard to actually do it that way.
You're right. It is a weird question. I keep trying to make it less weird by like explaining it in different ways. And it's just a weird question. And I'm thinking of it as like always training for feel and enjoyment. I'm more so thinking of like, oh, what do I feel like doing today? Yeah. And just doing, it's the idea of like doing random things.
I mean, same thing though. If I think about it, when I'm 90, I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to do the enjoyment one because right now I could do that for a while, but when I'm 90, no.
Yeah. Good point.
Be like, oh, I gotta improve my deadlift now.
Yeah. No, you have to constantly be improving. Every week for the rest of your life. I would pick always training for feel good and enjoyment. Only if I have to pick one camp, because at least you're moving.
Yeah.
At least you're active.
And you can maintain. I would, yeah, because you don't have to do a lot to maintain, right?